Extra, extra, get it while it's hot. Welcome to August, y'all. Boris, howdy, sir. Welcome to August. And I must say, holy crap, is it hot! Wow. Feels like somebody turned up the heat to Inferno. Not that bad. Not that bad. Not really. And of course, a good, hearty, heartfelt howdy, y'all. You've seen less of me on certain live streams. It's not because I don't want to be there. It's because it's just too damn hot to stay out here for hours and hours on end. I would love to explain how horribly bad I feel by the end of the day that I've missed some of the great content here in the YTPC. But I'd also love to explain exactly how bad your body feels in 90 plus degree heat with almost 100% humidity. Sitting nice and still, not working, not doing anything, enjoying a smoke and some company, and you end up dripping sweat down your back. I mean, if you're a guy, then y'all all know there's certain parts of the anatomy that are soggy. Gets a little rough. But when you haven't done anything and you literally have to take a shower, that's August. That's August in Houston. Swamp City, yes sir, Rustic Piper. Anything along the Gulf Coast of the United States is almost unbearable until you get around to Florida, which, while Florida has its own issues, and they do get hot too, because Florida is so flat. I mean, the highest point in Florida is like 96 feet above sea level, total. And that's up near Georgia. But you get around that whole coastline in Florida, and because it's flat, you get a nice ocean breeze going one way, or at least the Gulf Coast breeze going the other, and it will cool it off some. Not saying enough, but some. because of the way the Gulf Coast current goes, the way it comes up the coast and then has to take this hard right turn right around Houston, we just get dumped on. Just lit a bowl of MMHH Burley in a Savinelli 122. Nice Italian coffee, hell yeah. I literally just finished a cup of coffee. But that'll be the last one for the day. Good morning, James. How you doing today? Great day to be out and about with y'all, my friends and family. And of course, here in just a little bit, let's see how much time we got. About 30 minutes. We're going to be jumping over to Steve and Kathy, if they're on. If not, it's because they do have some family issues going on, and I respect their care and concern. Y'all keep little Zoe in your thoughts and prayers. She did break a hip, and those hips, they don't just heal quick. And for a little one to not be able to be active, to not be able to get around and stuff like that, that gets pretty wearing on them. So y'all keep that in mind as y'all visit with Steve and Kathy in the during the day or the week. Well, Boris, I'm going to tell you, I will go to the end of this bowl or until Steve and Kathy come on. I'm not sure what's going to happen, or if Dingus wants to jump in and fill in for them, or Mark, howdy Mark, or if anybody else wants to fill in for them if they are not on. Let's clarify that first. If Steve and Kathy are not going to be on, and somebody wants to fill in on their time spot, I don't see anything wrong with that. Ganjuana, howdy sir. But of course, let's keep that honest. If you're filling in, you're filling in. Keep some thoughts for them. And let people try to know, hey, look, these are the things that are going on, and let's try to take care of this community. Well, you know, as I always say, we're a small community. But with us being a small community, we do a great job of taking care of each other, taking the time to take care of each other. And I know that when other people are not able to make it, it really helps them to be able to say, hey, look, you know, we're not being just taken for granted. There's people that actually care about us here. And, like yesterday, I'm pretty sure everybody noticed a lack of Steph. She was heading to Dallas to spend some time with Skip while his flight was completely it was canceled. So he got to Dallas and then had no connecting flight to El Paso. Right, James, I'm not saying that you would have to. That's one of those, if y'all are wanting to and you're up to it, you're doing it, great. If not, I'm not pushing that on anybody. Ooh, I heard you went with an after party on Friday night, and Those after parties get a little crazy, don't they? Now, I'll tell you right now, James, I would have been there. I would have loved to have been there, but oh my God. By the end of Friday night, I was dehydrated and feeling just miserable. It's why I am not drinking a lot during August, just because I can't physically do it anymore. Hanging outside in 80-degree heat. Yeah, it only gets down to 80. But y'all got to remember, on Fridays, I start at 3 o'clock in the afternoon here in Houston, which is the hottest hour of the day. And I went extra long on Friday because Chad was missing, but he was on yesterday. Don't know if everybody saw that or not. But yeah, the whole idea of us doing these lives, at least for me, is to be able to, one, entertain somewhat, and to b, hang out with y'all as a co-conspirator for, let's promote and enjoy our habit, hobby, and lifestyle. In case y'all are wondering, this is the General Cobb. It's one of the biggest pipes I've got. And in it today, I'm smoking some Sutliff Match 20, which is their version of 965. Tastes very similar. Uh, if you didn't pack the bowl yourself and somebody handed you a bowl of 965 and somebody then handed you a bowl of this and you were just blind tasting it, you're going to be hard pressed to tell the difference. It's really close. And as Ganji said, James, at least you're not a mean drunk. I've known some people that are mean drunks. I could be either way. Kind of depends upon what's going on. Well, my friends always said if I drop off into the silence portion, it's too late to run. Uh, you just kind of have to bob and weave and hope you survive it. But I got to be pushed into it. Of course, my normally small stature, I mean, I'm only 5'10", and I'm not like built like some sort of Greek god. So people used to think, yeah, I could take that guy. No, no, they couldn't. Of course, that got me a little bit of a record here in the local area. Spent a little time in jail for assault. No prison time, but you know. Well, James, I mean, I never said I was tall or anything. Quite honestly, I'm about average. Except for intelligence, I'm I'm just a plain guy. Nothing special. Yeah, that's what they say. 5'10" is about average. Only thing actually remarkable about me as far as looks is that my arms are freakishly long. They say from fingertip to fingertip, if you spread your arms out, that you should be the same height as from point to point. So I'm either 5'10" or 6'4". Back when Michael Jordan posters were the thing. Y'all remember that poster of Michael Jordan with his arms spread out that was actually full sized? One of my friends had one of those, and when I put my arms out on that poster, I could match Michael Jordan for wingspan. I don't have the hops, I don't have the basketball ability, but I had the wingspan. Yeah, Gibbon, or my wife likes to call me monkey arms. I'm going to tell you a funny story about that. So I do my King Louis walk from time to time just because. That's a Jungle Book reference for anybody that missed it. Uh, he's the orangutan with the, well, right turn, Clyde. But we were one time in a store, and now she's 5 foot tall, and there is no way she's reaching anything on the top shelf of any store. It's not going to happen. So there we are in a store, and she's wanting something off the top shelf. And without turning around to look or anything, she says, "Hey, monkey arms, get over here and get this thing off the top shelf for me." And I'm looking at her, but I'm also looking past her, where there's a black couple pushing their own cart. They heard the word monkey, and suddenly their face turned from just normal, everyday people to, "Hey, what the fuck?" Oh my God. There I am about World War III. Doomsday clock is ticking and it's going haywire. And I diffused it by saying, "Hey, don't worry, she's calling me. Look at this." And when the guy saw how long and freakishly long my arms are, he he just like tapped his woman over on her shoulder and whispered something in her ear. I don't know exactly what he told her, but it was basically, no, she was talking to him. Look at how long those arms are. Because there it was. So, yeah, my wife calling me monkey arms almost got her into a fight. But It was taken out of context, racist as hell. In context, as soon as they saw what she was saying, real short woman wanting something off the top shelf, then they understood she was just, hey, get over here. Okay. And well, to me, that's a funny story. DDT, howdy, sir. Ganji, I'm going to tell you, I have never been banned from Facebook, but I did ban Facebook from my devices. I still have it on my devices so I can talk to my son. But when he's overseas, you can use Facebook Messenger and send out a little message. Boom, I'm okay. Cool. Hey, this is my normal hours, blah, blah, blah. Hit me up during blah, blah, blah. You know. And it's good if you're overseas to be able to talk to a friendly face from home. And he knows, even if it's like midnight here when his wife might be asleep, I'll set an alarm and I'll be like, all right, I'm up. Let's chat for a couple of minutes. And it doesn't take up any real brain just burned up. Wheels are spinning. Nothing's coming out. It doesn't take up any of your data. At least not really. Not to send a Facebook Messenger message. Oh, Gaji, yeah, that might be an issue. Well, I'm not selling anything on their marketplace. Only thing I have worth selling ain't worth most women's time or trouble. How did Ganji say it? He was listening to some sweet swamp mussel jams while he was making love. He found the song that took 34 minutes and it took him 60 tries to get through the whole thing. Or something to that effect. I don't know exactly how he said it, but it was something like that. But yeah, I stopped using Facebook because just too many people want to just gripe and bitch on that thing. Well, I didn't say it, and I'm not trying to take it out of context. Unlike a certain show that likes to take some of my statements out of context. But yes, Martin, if you're on, we still love you. It's fine. I'm okay with it. I really enjoy him using my sound bites because it's freaking hilarious to me. Yeah. I definitely try to stay out of politics, unless of course some politician ends up on my Twitter feed saying something stupid. Recently, there's somebody on Twitter that's trying to say, "Oh, we need to have biosensor pistol grips on every firearm." I'll explain three issues with that. Yeah, that is pretty funny, James. So, one of my issues with biosensor pistol grips, I'm just going to make it real quick and easy. If, like me, you have 45s and you decide that you're going to downgrade to 9 millimeters because somebody in your household can't handle a 45 and it might be more dangerous to continue to use a 45. Howdy, Paul. You can't sell the gun. You can't sell it to a friend. You can't trade it. So, like, if your friend has a 9 millimeter that you've been eyeballing and wants to trade for your 45, you can't do that. You can't just do that. Now, legal gun owners should be able to trade with other legal gun owners, saying, "Look, I'm trying to go one way or the other." Just one of those things you cannot trade because you have to take it into a place and have the old grips removed and new grips installed, which costs about the same amount as the firearm to begin with, if not more. And quite honestly, there's no good way to install those on a revolver. Hello? Think about it. There's a lot of little punks out there with 38 specials that are still going to be able to pop caps in your ass. Oh, but it's a revolver. It's only got 6 shots. For someone wanting to commit a crime, that's all you damn well need. By the way, did I just see Sharon? Did I? Howdy, Sharon. Sorry I didn't say hi. Glad to see you in today. So, issue number two, kind of already being discussed, is the cost. So, what they're basically saying is poor people that can't afford to live in a better place but can afford a firearm which would protect them while they live in a slightly worse neighborhood than they would prefer, they can't afford that. So, consequently, that directly affects mostly what tends to be, at least in the United States, people of color, which I feel is racist. Racism is wrong. And finally, here's the number one reason all time why I do not agree with biosensor pistol grips. If you are going to train a child proper firearm safety, it does not mean training them to not touch it ever. It means taking them to the range and teaching them that this is a tool to be used as a tool and how to maintain and handle it safely in an appropriate manner. Well, how do you do that if you can't ever shoot the damn thing? I was 5 years old first time I shot a firearm, and I was damn good at it. I still am damn good at it. But I would have never known that I was good at it in the slightest had I not been trained with firearms as a child. Think about it. You have to get a set of grips for your child, sit there and change them out at the gun range. Sit there with your child, teach them to shoot, and then you have to reinstall them so that when you're back at the house, it's usable. Oh, and besides that, if you've got 3 or 4 people in the house and each of them have a firearm, somebody kicks in the door and they grab the wrong firearm because that's the closest one they were to. Okay. They pull the trigger and nothing happens. Well, if it's my 70-plus-year-old mother-in-law, she doesn't have time to reach over and grab a different one and hope like hell she grabbed the right one. In a panic situation, you need to be able to just go ahead and pick up the tool and use it. Yeah, see, Gaji, that's the other situation. If you've got it at the house, you have to put a charge cradle on and everything else so that it stays charged. That means it's out in the open. You can't put it in some place that's concealed but still has easy access. Leaving it on a shelf somewhere where somebody could get to it in the situation where they actually need it would be difficult at best. But like I said, it still won't work on a revolver. Not trying to say that there's a major issue that can't be figured out a way around it, but there's not enough memory in those damn things to say, oh, well, we can get it programmed so that everybody in your family is allowed to use it. No, they want to limit it to one person and one person only. Which in the United States is infringement. And the Second Amendment, at least for the United States, says shall not be infringed. Hello? Well, James, one thing I will tell you, it's better to be tried by 12 than it is to be seen by 12. Now, Ganji, I've got a safe. It holds certain firearms. It holds rifles real well. I ain't never put a shotgun in there. And except for a matched set of 9 millimeters that I like for target practice, but they're weighted for me. And because the special grips are set for my hands, the wife and the mother in law are never going to be able to accurately use it. And boxes of ammo, just about nothing else goes in there. Well, DDT, large dogs and all are effective, but there's ways to go around dogs. Unless the dogs are well trained. I find that the best way to go around baddies is that they know that their life is completely void and useless as soon as they decide that they're going to come in the house. And around these parts, it's a well known fact. So as a curiosity, if anybody sees anything saying that Steve and Kathy are on, can y'all let me know uh, so that we can jump over there? I didn't bring the tablet out because I didn't charge it, so it's dead right now. And my phone was in my pocket, and somehow I turned a light on, and it was almost dead. Also, I wouldn't even be doing this live if it wasn't plugged in. Look at this. I got a long ass cord sticking out of it right now. And my wife is afraid of dogs. She's been bit a couple times, so for whatever reason, just she just doesn't get along with dogs, and they don't seem to get along with her. But there's no way you're getting in this house without breaking something, and I'm going to hear it. Well, somebody comes in, there's going to be two or three cats that are suddenly trying to find me to protect them. And that normally will disturb the hell out of me. There's nothing like an 18-pound cat jumping up on your bed and searching for your armpit. What the hell is this? They tell me that when we actually adopted him, they tell me that he was feral and unadoptable. He sleeps on his back with his belly exposed, arms up, and back legs stretched out straight. He will purr and roll all over the place if you brush him. Two or three of those little cat treats, and he is your best friend for life. So feral. Oh my God, so feral. Yeah, pretty much overweight, furry, except for the fact that he's crazy, weirdly afraid of things, and I'm not. Just not afraid of things. You know that statement, ain't scared? I ain't. And Lord help you if you can actually scare me. Things that scare me need to be destroyed. My only issue with this pipe is keeping it lit. If I talk at all, it tends to go out. Pretty good if I just shut up and smoke it. So nobody's seen anything from Steve, I take it? All right, well, we'll go to the end of this one. Um, Unless somebody sees him on. I'm not trying to steal anybody's time slot. I was hoping I was just tailgating for him. Yeah, but they're dealing with some family issues right now. And they'll get through it. They'll be back eventually. I think they'll be back. And here I was hoping to see Steve today because I was going to ask him some bull riding questions. I mean, according to legend, bull riding legend, I've seen the baddest bull that ever lived. And he's dead now. Raphael, howdy, sir. You're welcome to stay as long as you want to, sir. Yeah, people that get these lives going and they get a pretty good following and then they just disappear. You start wondering, did something happen to them? Did somebody piss them off? I don't get pissed off. I just keep going. Hey, why not? I mean, it's not like they're going to be brave enough to come and take my birthday away. Even if they thought they were, they ain't. There's not a problem with that, James. It's all a good thing. I'm sorry that I've been missing so many live shows just because of how hot it's been lately here in Houston. I mean, I want to hang out with y'all. I want to smoke while I'm doing it. But if you're literally falling asleep outside because you're just so hot that you're falling out, it's kind of hard to do it. Definitely truth there, Ganji. Family is always first. If any of y'all got family issues, all you got to do is say, hey, family first. That alone explains it all to me. Howdy, Jeff. Great seeing you in today. Come on, Dan. That's great to hear, Jeff. That is great to hear. So, anybody got plans for the upcoming week? Not that there's anything special about the first week of August other than, oh God, it's hot. Unless, of course, you're living south of the equator and then, well, it might be cold. Dan, I understand completely. There's a lot of shows that show up right at my normal dinner time. It gets kind of difficult to get to those. And I am looking forward to these people who are going to the Ohio Pipe Show. Uh, y'all do some live streaming from there. If you're worried about you don't have enough subscribers, use the Prism app. If you can't find that, talk to me on any of these lives. I'll figure out a way to make a video of exactly what the Prism app is. But it lets you cheat. I mean, I'm out here on my phone. If I was trying to use a YouTube app, it says I don't have enough followers. Come on, I'm not even at 300 followers. I didn't even know Paul went live. Damn, I'm missing everything. Like I said, I don't have the way to stay awake and stay in this heat. It's different when I'm working in it, but normally if I'm working in this heat, after my day is over, I come home, shower, eat something that I don't even know, and go to bed. So I wake up and do it again. Well, see, Dan, you gotta sit there with your family. You got to do things that they're interested in too. And I'm fairly certain your 6 year old should not be interested in smoking a pipe yet. Dingus, I agree with you. Some of the permissions do get a little bit crazy. Um, I used to do Streamlabs, and then they started screwing around with all the settings so that I couldn't go live and it wouldn't work. So I started using the Prism app, and it works a lot better. At least I feel like it works better. You know, all of these lives y'all have seen me do, ain't none of them been off of YouTube, except for if you go back a few, you might be able to find some where I actually used YouTube. Well, James, look for a black triangle with a spiral in it. And that's what I'm using. On the recommendations of Chad, in fact. And I was using Streamlabs on the recommendations of Chad right up until it stopped working. And it takes so long to upload a video from here that it's ridiculous. Well, Raphael, I haven't done one on a laptop yet. But I'm fairly certain you can probably use either Prism or Streamlabs on the computer also. Yeah, I've got a really high-tech phone that I can do everything I need to off of it, just like a computer, except for it fits in my pocket. I mean, I guess it has a decent camera and a decent microphone. Nobody seems to complain that the camera is too fuzzy, and nobody seems to complain that they can't hear me. Though if there are some complaints, y'all speak up, tell me. I mean, pretty much it's because I'm too cheap. I don't want to afford a better camera. I don't want to afford a new microphone. I don't want to afford any of the other stuff that goes with it. And I'm not going to pack it. If I get another job that has me running around, I'm not going to be packing a computer and a camera and a microphone and all that other stuff just so I can stop somewhere on the side of the road and say, hey, look, we're live from location. Yeah, Dan and Raphael and Dingus, after seeing all of Martin's issues, I would just have to say, oh, Del no. Now, I had a Dell back in the day, and I guess I got the last good one ever, and it lasted a good long time, but then suddenly I needed permissions for everything and had to update everything. I mean, stuff that I was using on a regular basis suddenly wouldn't work without me paying annual stuff, and I was like, nope, scrap that. I packed that away and left it alone. Well, see, James, that's what I'm using for my phone is the Samsung Galaxy Note. I believe I'm on a Note 9. But I won't get another Samsung refrigerator. Every 6 months, I have to unplug it, defrost it. Takes like 3 days to defrost. Yes, even me, I can have issues. Ganji, they make these wonderful little machines that you load full of dirty dishes and shut the door, put a little pot in there, and walk away for a couple of hours. I think they call them dishwashing machines. Well, Dad, I understand the fridge. The stove is bad also. I have to keep that in mind. Oh, man. Asking Ganji if he does windows. Hey, Ganji, I rinse and scrape my dishes too, but I do them as they show up. I don't let them pile up dirty. Of course, my dishwasher goes to crazy hot temperatures, so. Oh, Raphael, yeah, you better get that done quick. Otherwise, that loving wife of yours is not going to be so loving. You take care, Raphael. We'll see you soon. Ganji, I understand, but everybody that uses a dish should be big enough to rinse a dish, unless they're too little to even reach the sink, and in that case, they're probably not putting them on the countertop either. Really, the white paint on the console isn't heat proof, and it's a stove. Yeah, that makes freaking sense. Well, Ganji, the theory is they will or they won't eat the next meal. Sometimes a little tough love works a whole lot better than just saying, screw it, I'll do it. I mean, seems to me humans will get away with anything that they can get away with. And, well, with me, they don't get away with much. Yeah, DDT, that's horrible. I will keep that in mind if I ever have to replace anything. course, you notice they always want you to give a review in the first 60 days. I don't want the first 60-day review. I want the after a year or 2 years review. I mean, first 60 days, if you find something wrong, yeah, scream out about it. But 2 years in, that's when things start going wrong. And one other thing that I'm never going to be doing, all these smart refrigerators that you have to connect to the internet and this, that, the other. There's not a chance in hell I'm going to get a device that I have to connect to the internet. Not a washing machine, not a dryer, not a dishwasher, no stoves, no ovens, no refrigerators. It's not happening. Too many people have figured out ways to hack things, and hey, they hack in and start your stove while you're not there. Well, they set that sucker up on 400 something degrees and leave it on all day while you're not even home. You get home in August and your house is a freaking oven because it's hot. DDT, that seems to be the case, doesn't it? Now, I might get a new dishwasher if I wanted one. And even if it has the whole, oh, you can connect it to the internet, I'm not. I know how to say, no, I'm not connecting it to the internet. I got a clothes dryer right now that I could connect to the internet and won't. When I'm doing my laundry, yes, I do my own laundry. I put the clothes in the washer, go out and smoke a pipe. I've got a certain pipe. I know how long the washer is going to run. When the pipe's done, I go in and change from the washer to the dryer, load another load in the washer, go back out and smoke another pipe. It's like the perfect timer. When you're done smoking, go in and do what you got to do. And then you get to go back out and smoke another one. It's awesome. At least in my opinion, it's awesome. What am I supposed to tell you? I mean, sometimes I'll do something like, run a vacuum. The vacuuming doesn't take me as long as smoking a pipe, so either way. And no, I don't do Windows. Just one more reason to not have a computer. Tell Bill Gates he can put that in his pipe and smoke it. If Windows was good from the get-go, we wouldn't need updates every year, every 3 months. I do like this Match 20. Something about a good English I have always enjoyed. Hey, look at there. We're down to 5 people. Nope, I don't see anybody else showing a YouTube ring-a-ding-dingy. I'm not going to say everybody's got to stay here, though. Yeah, Windows XP Pro was not bad. What are they on now? Windows 21, Windows 28, Windows whatever the fuck goes on. Can't get it right. Let's screw it up some more and see if we can't get a whole nother class of money, because we're going to resell a product that was broken to begin with, and now we're going to break it worse, and we're going to tell you that it's better. Oh, and get the new one, because now you're going to be again hacked within 30 days. Well, congratulations, Cat Dad Piper. Road King was a double winner. I'm glad somebody from Texas wins. Hey, not a problem, James. There's a lot of GAWs that I do not jump in on, because right now I'm not financially stable enough to really give stuff away. Comes with not having a job, not having a legitimate job. Oh, I make enough to cover the bills, but that's about it. Don't worry, when I get another job, when this COVID crap goes away and my wife no longer needs me to be here 24/7 to take care of all the stuff that has to be done. Howdy, cicadas. I mean, but let's look at this for real. I never get sick. Even when I do get sick, because I have psoriasis, that just means my immune system is hyperactive. It's going to knock it out. If I'm sick, my wife knows, just leave me alone, leave me some space. I will get over it. So I go to the store, I do the grocery shopping, I do all that stuff that the non money winner should be probably doing. But I don't have a job right now because that just gives more opportunity for me to be bringing COVID in. And I got an elderly mother in law and my wife, and I don't want either of them to have it. So we figured out a way that I can still smoke pipe tobacco and a couple of cigars. And my wife tells me what my little allotment of allowance is. And then I tell her when I'm ready to order some more tobacco. And she makes enough doing her job that I can do that. But I'm not doing much else. I'm keeping things cheap, much as I can. And by cheap, I mean when I'm doing grocery shopping, I'm not buying the top end stuff, but I'm still buying good stuff. I'm not out there spending like crazy. Oh no, this is match 20. Butterscotch is going to be a while. At least 2022 before I go back there. Good. It's good. Don't get me wrong. But when you smoke a pound of it, you get a little wore out of things. And by wore out, I mean you just get to the point where you're like, all right, I can't do this anymore. Sorry, I've been talking for an hour. Need to wet the whistle a little bit. Well, see, a lot of people have crazy cellars. At most, I personally only carry 3 pounds worth of product at a time, and that's about a month each bag. Yeah, but we know, Ganji, you like that green tobacco. We're not talking Candela either. Quite honestly, I just wish the United States would go ahead, legalize it, tax it, and be done with it. We could half our national debt just by legalizing it and eliminating all of the stupidity bullshit that still happens. Actually, James, I like to say that Stumbo has an eclectic cellar. Matthew, howdy, sir. I hear you, Dan. I hear you. That's a rough lick. Uh, Hopefully things stay very well for you. I mean, Damn, that's a real rough lick. Good old Virginia slices. Yeah, I mean, if you find something that, like Mike and his Escudo, that you can just permanently enjoy forever, that's great. But I'll even get tired of Match 20 and Voodoo Queen. If I only bought just those two, which are two of my favorites, I'd still get burned out on them. But because mold is such a problem in the Houston area with the high humidity, I'm going to tell you, I get a pound, I open the pound, I smoke through the pound. Then the next pound, then the next pound. I don't keep a lot of open stuff because chances are you could end up with plume, but you might just as easily end up with mold. And once mold starts growing in your cellar, cleaning it is ridiculous hard. I don't know of anybody who doesn't like Escudo. I'm sure there's a few out there, but I don't know them. And see, that's the reason I smoke a lot of the Sutliff products right now, is because I can get a pound for less than $30 when you consider that it takes a month to smoke a pound for me, and I smoke a lot, so let's not be crazy about it. That's $1 a day. I cannot buy decent cigars for $1 a day. Not even possible. Well, James, I just don't have the storage to be breaking a lot of stuff down into little mason jars. I get a pound and I save my C&D tins so that I can wash my hands very thoroughly, make sure everything's super clean. I fill up a tin and then I smoke through the tin. When this one gets empty, I'll fill it back up and I'll smoke through it again. Dan, you would love it then because it is very similar to the deluxe Navy rolls. In fact, most people can't tell the difference between deluxe Navy rolls and Escudo. There is a slight difference, but not enough that you can actually figure it out if unless you're like super sensitive to Cavendish. Woohoo! There we go. See, now that's what tailgating is all about. Sharing information and knowledge and saying, "Hey, look, if you like that, here's something that you might want to try." Nobody knows everything, but we put all of us together, we have more knowledge than any book. Boris, I can't even get most of the cigars you like, much less daily. But yeah, if y'all got if y'all want to talk about anything, I mean, we can figure it out. Ganji, I bet you would like cigars if you could get the right cigars. I just got to figure out your palate, and then I'd be able to suggest some to you. And would I tell you that I could suggest you some cigars that are tuned to your taste buds? That's really what a good tobacconist should be attempting to do. Whether it be pipe tobacco or cigars or even chewing tobacco or whatever, a good tobacconist should be able to figure out with just a couple of questions, this is the kind of something that you would like to actually smoke. All right, James, you take care, and no, I do not want to be in the shower with you. You leave the phone out of it. Cool, cool. I, I, I like I like knowing these things, guys. Y'all go ahead, keep talking. Throw it up in there. Remember, a tailgate is not my live, it is our live. It's our chance. We don't have an agenda. We don't have to talk about certain things. But Ganji, there are some cigars out there that taste a lot like pipe tobacco. In fact, there is a pipe tobacco blend by Drew Estate, and the cigars are under the name La Routine, which is natural spelled backwards. You might want to see about giving those a try. It might ease you one way or the other on cigars. I'm not guaranteeing it. I mean, if you just don't like the taste of the cigar tobacco, there might not be anything I can do to help you there. But the infused cigars don't taste like cigar. Gaji, I am not ever going to suggest a gas station cigar for anybody for any reason, unless, of course, it was to, well, there's, let's be blunt. I mean, I know people that think those are the only cigars on the planet. I also know people that I think are extremely crazy and probably should be put in mental institutions. Blasphemy. Well, that sounds like religion. I don't go with religion. Well, I mean, but Ganji, that's the only way I'm ever going to suggest a black and mild. And there was a guy that came into the shop, and he wanted to know what cigars were good for chopping it up. I looked at him and I said, "Man, go to the damn gas station. Go get some black and milds. Don't come in here looking." A premium cigar should be appreciated for the artwork of rolling a cigar. Cutting a slit in it and tearing all the stuff out of it so that you can fill it up with something else. You shouldn't be spending more than $1 per stick for something like that. I mean, damn, just go get yourself some zigzags and get it done. That's good old Canada for you, Dan. That's good old Canada for you. Big Brother's watching you. Don't do anything, because we said not to. Of course, your taxes alone on cigars up there is ridiculous. When I worked in that shop, we had people from Canada that would fly from Canada to Houston, buy boxes of cigars, and then fly back to Canada because it was cheaper to buy the airline ticket and buy the cigars than it was to just buy the cigars. Well, Dad, I mean, it might be coming to the United States, but Texas is pretty set that they're not going to start screwing with people until it absolutely becomes a necessity. For that matter, the governor in Texas, when national law became you got to be 21 and up to buy a cigar. Nah, Governor Abbott said, except for those people in the military, if you're in the military and you're putting your life on the line for our way of freedom, you show that military ID and you're legal. They haven't done that for alcohol yet, but I think that that should be legalized too. Old enough to fight and die for your country, but not old enough to have a beer. What the fuck's wrong with some of these people? Without the military, we wouldn't even have the ability to say, oh, we're a free country. We'd have the same exact rules as Britain, because we'd still be part of them. Hell, after all these years, we might even actually have a representative in Parliament. And again, probably not. think that was part of why Canada also said, yeah, we're done with this. We're going to be Canada and y'all can be England way over there across the pond. Not a problem, Matthew. We understand completely. Where would we be without our mothers? Nowhere. Exactly. Though, funny story there. If you asked my mom about any kind of a story about me, it would turn into a story about my sister. My parents pretty much forgot that I existed. If you ask my mom and dad how many grandchildren they have, they would say four, because they were going to count my sister's kids. They seem to forget that the oldest grandchild they have is mine. He's 27. I don't know what's worse, being forgotten about for a sister or a brother. But at least if it's a twin, they might have problems telling y'all apart. My wife one time told my mother, "You realize that I'm dating your son, not your daughter, right?" Boy, that's a rough lick. I mean, how do you get angry with a man of God? I've got my ways. Trust me, I can do it. Getting pretty low at the bowl here, gentlemen. See, my parents always love my sister. They love everything about her. But every time they need something electrically done, I'm called. They need something physically demanding to be done, they call me. They're not going to call her. So everything that needs to be fixed, repaired, rearranged, rewired, whatever, yeah. Now, Ron, that would be hilarious. By the way, Ron, happy day. Glad to see you're in. Get some good old Texas draw in there. Tell them guys across the pond how it's supposed to be done. Yeah, it wouldn't work well. There's lots of times when I'm listening to either Glenn or Paul. No offense, Paul. But when I'm listening to Glenn or Paul or sometimes even Simon, and I have to rewind it and go back and what the fuck did they say? I didn't understand that. I'm sure there's some of the same stuff from my side going back across the other way. course, Glenn doesn't talk much unless he's on a Zoom meeting. Then you pretty much can't get him to shut up, but it's awful fun because Glenn's got a great sense of humor. Some words just don't translate correctly, English to English. Oh, yeah. Cass. Y'all know who Cass is. You get that Scottish or Irish accent that he's got, and you're just like, wait, hold up. I gotta slow that down and play it through at quarter speed. Maybe I can figure it out. Pretty much true, Dan. Pretty much true. But they know about good eating, so thank you to both England and France for screwing that up for themselves. Ain't nothing better than crawfish dinner. Unless, of course, it's 5 crawfish dinner. It could be Northern Ireland. I'm not exactly sure, but I know that his accent is not British English. I do like catching his shows when they come on. Not Cooney Matthew, Coonass. And we got a bunch of them here in Texas and all along Louisiana, so I understand those people too. I've been talking to them most of my life. And you could say Coonass to them, they're not going to be offended. Well, see, Ganji, that's because you understand good food. Good food doesn't always have to be pretty. If you look at like gumbo, gumbo ain't pretty, but man, is it good. And if you ask Glenn from Australia about Vegemite, he'll tell you it's good stuff. It looks like axle grease. And what is it? Over there in England, they've got Marmite, which looks so similar to Vegemite that it's just like, what in the heck? Who would ever want to eat this stuff? Hey, but as long as you like it, that's what counts, right? As Boris will tell you, there's some people out there that still eat surströmming or whatever that crazy fish is. And Dorian smells like a corpse. Tell you, there's nothing better than food if done well. And no, I didn't say well done. Hand me a well done steak and watch what happens. It'll sit there, cook all the flavor out of it. Yes, yes, surströmming. Yeah, I've heard that it's so potent that there's some places that it's illegal to have more than one person per day eating it. That's got to be some pungent stuff. Sure, kippers are good. Boris, I'm going to have to take your word for it because at some point for me it all starts sounding about exactly alike. Harkle, yeah, Iceland green shark. Mmm. Well, gentlemen, as I said, I'll stay till the end of this bowl. I'm having to work too hard now to keep it going. All right, and I pretty much used up all the normal time for Steve and Kathy. Uh, I have really enjoyed my time with y'all today. We covered all kind of different good subjects. I'll say I love this. Greg, howdy, sir. Of course, Greg shows up right as we're about to get me the heck off of here. I've already been going for an hour and 43 minutes. Good Lord. There's only so much of me that y'all can handle too, I'm sure. So here in the coming week, do remember Steve and Kathy. There's nothing wrong with them so that I know, but they are taking care of some family issues, so that's why they weren't on today. Uh, Let them know you're thinking about them. You know, go to one of their older videos and comment. You know, give them a wave, say hello. Let them know that you're still thinking about them. It'll bring up their spirits a little bit, or at least it would bring up mine a little bit. I'm not going to speak out of turn for them. And remember, let's take care of yourselves and each other. We do have a lot of that going on anyways, so it shouldn't be all that difficult. As per always, long lives, big bowls, and long ashes. Y'all take care, and I will definitely be seeing y'all soon. All right, bye now.